Hey guys, I did something that's never been done on our family farm since inception. Great-grandfather, grandfather, dad and uncle, and myself up until now have never owned a semi. What's that right behind me? We might come to regret it, as everybody always says, you're either in it or under it. I spent a lot of time under it already. It might not be 100% yet. I still have an engine code I need to get cleared off. Hopefully I'm pretty sure it's just a sensor, but we'll see. I can't see it. It runs like a top. It's just a D-rate code. We will find out. Now, before we get carried away and into the meat of the video, I just wanted to list off a few things I was kind of looking for in a semi. My idea for right now was I was going to buy a Tridem, like a Tridem trailer. So I was wanting 450 horsepower as the bare bones minimum for that. But I want to be able to go up. So I want to eventually be able to pull a Super B if we so desired. So I was saying 500 is now my dead bottom line horsepower wise. 390 was the rear end I was looking for. I think that's just a good balance of power and efficiency, considering I'm not long hauling and I don't have a ton of, there's 2 or 3 hills. Oddly enough, I say it's Saskatchewan and it's flat, but there are some solid grade hills around here. Not that they're going to be 20 miles long, they're a couple miles long, but I just want to have the right gearing and the right torque and the right power. I want to be overbuilt for my purposes. So I was looking for, as far as brands, Kenworth, Peterbilt, or Freightliner were kind of my top 3. Engine wise, I was looking for Cat, Cummins, or Detroit. I'm very familiar with all 3. I know none of them are perfect engines. I know them well. Ideally was going to be either deleted or pre-def. As far as transmission, I was either wanting a 13-speed or an 18-speed. We have the 13-speed automatic, or that's the, I think that one's the Ultra Shift. I'm not a big fan of it. It is good when you're on really hard ground, but when you're in the field at all, where the ground's a bit spongy or whatnot, it's really lurchy. It's like it's got an inertial brake. So I would be okay with it for now. I don't know. I wasn't sold on either one. I like shifting gears. It's not that stressful. So I didn't necessarily want a cab, but I talked to a couple guys, and it sounds like, you know, me being 6'4", I pretty much needed a cab. So a sleeper, not a cab. Obviously I needed a cab. I needed a bit of a sleeper to be able to fully extend, and it's nice to have some storage in there. Middle of winter, be able to take off your coat or throw a sleeping bag in there just in case you get storm stayed anywhere. A couple shovels, some tools, this, that, the other. So that's kind of what I was looking for. Let's go see what I got. So for anybody that was paying really close attention in that little beginning, or can tell from the side, maybe I'll just go to the front and I'll point out Freightliner. It was in my top 3. It wasn't my, like, I think in my mind the Kenworths and the Peterbilts, you know, they just come with a few more features. They're a little better quality. In my mind, I could be very wrong on that, but overall I think the Freightliner is a solid pickup. Front to back, let's go front to back in this thing. Well, hell, I'll even tell you what the damn thing is. How about I start there? It's a 2013 Freightliner Cascadia, 244-inch wheelbase. It's a heavy spec truck. I'll get to that in a second. It has a Cummins ISX 550, sorry, ISX 15, which is 550 horsepower, 1,850 foot-pounds of torque at whatever, it's pretty low RPM. It is still equipped with emissions, if you can see, unfortunately. Cummins, I'm happy with. We've got it on both Versatiles. We got it in this old beast. I'm very familiar with Cummins engines. Again, Cummins Cat, Detroit. I've dealt with a lot of engines from working on the rigs, and you just get used to it. Like, there's no such thing as a perfect engine, perfect semi, perfect piece of equipment out there. You stick with the devil, you know, I think. Anyways, let's talk about this Black Devil. 244-inch wheelbase. I think I already said that. It has, I think they call it a mid-rise cab, so it's not huge up top, but I can actually stand up inside that. And like I said, I'm 6'4". That's pretty cool. The heavy spec came with the 24.5-inch wheels and aluminum rims, aluminum alloy rims, which is cool. I wanted heavy spec, but it wasn't necessarily one of my absolute things I needed. The heavy spec gives me, I think it's 13.2 on the front axle instead of 12, and it gives me 46 on the rears, I think, instead of 42s or something like that. 18-speed Eaton Fuller. If I'm going to eventually gear myself up for a Super B, I may as well. You don't always have to split, but it's nice to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. 390 rear end, 4-way lockers. I'll give you a quick walk around. It's 2013, so it's no spring chicken. I was crawling underneath. I was chipping off some rust. I was doing some painting. I don't care that it's perfect. I didn't want it to be flaking and scaling, so I put a little bit of effort in. I've had it for 2 weeks. It hasn't left the yard yet. Probably Monday, no, not Monday, tomorrow's Monday. Maybe Tuesday or Wednesday, I'll go up to Regina and pick up the trailer. But let's have a quick walk around. Yeah, she's got some fade, but she'll get a polish one day. I'm not gonna... if you don't know what a Cummins engine looks like, you can YouTube that. It's red. It's not a big deal. But just a quick walk around. And this thing had a safety like 2 days before I bought it, so it's in good shape. I would like to take the tires off at some point and, you know, polish up the hubs. Just not the polish, but paint up the hubs. Just I had a couple broken air lines to fix. I had to change out a gas shock. Oh, I forgot to cut that guy off. Oops, have to do that. Sliding kingpin. I think that's pretty much standard nowadays. But one of the reasons I wanted a partial bunk, I know I said, was storage. So we'll check that out in a second. It came with the Moose bumper. Oddly enough, it's got a bend right there, which is the exact same spot there's one on my Volvo from when I hit a cow about 7 years ago, when it was still my uncle's truck. Let's go in the cab. Very basic dash. This guy's getting changed out later, possibly this week. I just need a different radio that's got Bluetooth. I had to fix a couple of lights. I installed that guy because I'm going to be installing some cameras on stuff like the grain trailer. Came with a UHF VHF radio. I actually have the next one below this and all of our other equipment, so I just need to program this to my frequencies, which I'll get Randy to do. My brother-in-law, I'll just coax him with some cold beer. As I said, 4-way lockers. 1, 2, 3, so that's 4. This is the 5th wheel slide, air dump, axle lift, climate control, yada yada yada. Nothing exciting, nothing exciting. Down here, 18-speed manual. Well, and I'm gonna stand up. You see, it's about a 3-foot wide bunk, and underneath, turn this guy that way. A lot of room for tools, some spare parts. It's got a built-in cab heater. One of the, it's not a Webasto brand. Does it say over here? Esper, I think. You can't see over there. Esper. The only thing that is not mint in this cab, or I should say two things. One, it's missing a button, and I actually have the tool to fix that. A few buttons, I should say. There, I can fix that. And it's missing this compartment door. Other than that, everything's great. It's got lots of power outlets. There's one there, there's a couple down there, a couple here. Was there one up here? No, but you get the point. Anyways, I'm standing straight up. I don't know if I'm looking the right way. Just clears. Back here there's a hair more room, but that's awesome. So if I ever need to, like I said, if highways get shut down, I'm good. I'll just, in the winter, I'm just gonna throw a sleeping bag, maybe some simple stuff to eat, just in case. You know, probably a few bottles of water, just emergency food. I'm not so concerned about in the summer, but yeah, in the winter, if you ever get storm stayed, you could be there for a couple days. It's never actually happened to me. I haven't had that experience. I don't want to have it, but I, again, prepare for it and not need it is much better. What else do we got going on? Down here, we have just a power inverter. Again, handy to have. Power windows, air conditioning blows cold, cruise works. So I got it with a 689,000, like, I want to say it was like 795 kilometers. So I've only put like 30K on it so far. I changed the oil, did a pretty good service on it, and you know, put that camera in. So she's very close to being road ready. Oh, one more thing I need to fix. This guy here on the battery cover, it sort of latches, but it really doesn't. It's just sloppy and it pops out, so I got to figure out a way to put a bungee or a strap over that. Yeah, so that's the truck. Actually, the one thing I thought was odd is I expected it when they said it was 550. I don't know why. I just expected it to have dual exhaust. Not that I'm disappointed, I just, one of those things. I'm like, oh, okay. It is missing a couple of steps. I was gonna ask them about it, the guys that sold it to me, but then I kind of changed my mind and I'm gonna get my brother to build me a custom step. But other than that, oh, it's got brand new rubbers and all around, and it's got four brand new batteries, so that's perfect. Yeah, everything works. The only thing that doesn't work, and I found this out like 2 days after I bought it, is that mirror. That's it. You know, she's gonna get some more polish and some clean, like there's still some old decal glue and somebody scrubbed that, but she'll get buffed out, she'll look decent.